Welcome to Probation Week. I'll try to hover around this thing. And thanks for making it an outstanding week. You should know we're not the only ones who are celebrating. Governor Cuomo, Mayor Bloomberg have issued proclamations in honor of Probation Week. I'm going to read the last paragraph of Mayor Bloomberg's proclamation. As we continue working to make the nation's safest big city even safer, we remain committed to giving past offenders opportunities and a place within a network of mutual support. The work of the Department of Probation helps ensure that all New Yorkers have the chance to contribute to the well-being of their city, achieve their goals, and become more invested in their communities. Together, we can look forward to a New York City that's defined by the active engagement of all its citizens and made safer by our dedication to strong civic life. Quick, read it fast. Too late. Over the last 3 days now, we've organized a series of outstanding events across the 5 boroughs. On Monday, I moseyed over to the East New York Federation of Black Cowboys. Then I headed on up to the Bronx, Harmony Day, where I got my Zumba on. Thankfully, I did actually not get my Zumba on. Down in Harlem, the Manhattan team organized a great health fair. That was Monday, amongst other things. On Tuesday, I visited the Staten Island Adult and Juvenile Health Fair. I did not get my face painted. That's something I'm not able to say for other highly placed DOP staff. And then, along with many of you in the room, we officially launched our 3rd Neon in Jamaica. That was a really great event. They were all great events, but that was very special, and I want to thank everyone for coming out. The only bad part about Tuesday is that I didn't get to attend the Harlem Neon's 70th party. So we'll just hold on that one for a couple of seconds. Wednesday was Community Benefit Project Day, and I was busy meeting up with folks in Betsy Head Park in Brownsville and the Allah Youth Center in Harlem. And I know that everywhere you guys were cooking. It was really something yesterday. You think it's bad in here, but when I showed up at Harlem, people were really dripping wet. But it was really amazing because both the mural at Betsy Head Park and the Allah Center was a children's center for daycare. The yard was full of garbage and weeds. It really looked awful, and the inside of the place looked terrible too. The walls were just old, hadn't been painted in forever. And by the time our staff left, and some people on probation were there, some community groups were there, by the time they left that day, it was like a can of whoop ass had been taken out. It was unbelievable. The garden was completely free of garbage and weeds. They had planted plants. Every room in the daycare center was painted. Those kids are going to show up today and be amazed. And I know this is happening all over the city. It's just happening. I happened to see it at the end of yesterday. Everybody was really busting their butts when I got there, and I really appreciate it. All right, but then the Staten Island team helped out Farm Gus. I only mentioned the events we got photos for. There was a lot more going on, and Ryan's going to put the photos up on the internet soon. All in all, it's been a fantastic probation week so far. I want to thank you all for pulling together in such a diverse array of projects to showcase our connection to the communities we serve. I also want to personally give a shout out to the Probation Week captains and the organizing teams, without whom none of this was going to happen. I'm going to read them all straight through, and I want a big round of applause when they're done. Bronx Adult, Erica Cadena, Darryl Williams, Lalisa Reed. Bronx Neon, Tim Salyer. Bronx Juvenile, Kylie Scott, Joanne Palmer. Brooklyn Adult, Renee Carter, Steve Kacase, Arlene Smith, Terry Bobert. Brownsville and East New York Neon, Aretha Ellis and Glenn Moises. Brooklyn Juvenile, Josie Septimus Agato. Manhattan Adult, Niels Graham and Barbara Benura. Harlem Neon, Maria Ayala. who was looking a little queasy when I saw her at the end of the day yesterday, by the way. Stephanie Arno and Dominique Stewart. Manhattan Juvenile, Monique Marshall, Miriam Simon Henry. Queens Adult, Yvonne Daniels Brown. Crystal Bonner Griffith, Eleanor Evans and Mary Clark. Jamaica Neon, Robert Eusebio. Queens Juvenile, Jacqueline Garcia and Hilary Huffman. Staten Island Adult, Karen Childs and Steve Case. That's two Steves in case anybody's counting. Staten Island Juvenile, Jacqueline Losado, and Beaver Street, Cheryl Rice. All right, big round of applause. I'd also like to give a nice round of applause to UPOA, which represents many of our staff members. Delvani's here today. Delvani, we really appreciate you coming. I don't know if there's any other captains that are here as well. All right, so Probation Week is the perfect time to celebrate our accomplishments for the past year. It's been a busy year. In the rush, we sometimes lose sight of just how far we've come. So to refresh our memory, I'm going to run down some of the big ones. Passing the close-to-home legislation, which now grants New York City the authority to care for its children in or very near their homes. So just as a reminder about that one, August, next month, marks the last month that our young people will be shipped from New York City hundreds of miles away from their homes to get locked up in those dangerous and debilitating OCFS facilities. And that all happened on your watch, so I think that's a huge... We've successfully increased adjustments of juveniles by 39% since 2009. We've opened 3 neons. That's the Brownsville one. We're beginning now a borough-by-borough rollout of our nationally recognized risk assessment and state-of-the-art structured decision-making grid for juveniles. Safely reducing revocations of juveniles by 26%. 2 professional development days in collaboration with our academic partners. I know lots of you folks were at. They were really terrific. Beginning to implement an evidence-based practice model. Successfully increasing early discharges 4-fold since 2009. Equally impressive, only 3% of the folks who received early discharges were rearrested for felonies within a year. Opening our first resource hub at 346 Broadway in the Jamaica Neon. Look at that happy group there. Laying the groundwork for an agency-wide conversion to Caseload Explorer. I know you guys are going to miss RCMS when it goes, but you know, we're going to do what we got to do. Analyzing thousands of open warrants in preparation for a major effort to reduce the number of people walking around New York City with outstanding warrants. Developing a certificate relief training for staff and clients in partnership with Columbia University interns. Is that a serious certificate of relief application process? And we submitted almost 2,000 COR requests just in the first half of the year. Launching our new website. That's not only a cool picture, but that's also from the website, so it's very cool. And that's on no means an exhaustive list, but I see the fans are working pretty hard, so I'm going to stop right there. This is not just having a big immediate impact, but I think it's a strong foundation for everything we still hope to accomplish. I thank each and every one of you personally if I have time, but I know you're eager to get out to the park. Also, I want to thank the Quarterly Themes Committee that focused on addressing barriers to success, including the COR trainings and the family-focused and family-friendly work and tape testing. That committee consisted of Elton Maynard, Patrick Van Slytman, Lisa D'Ambrosio, Sharon Goodwin, Steve Case, Wanda Carson, Mary Clark, Rick Tibbetts, Jennifer LeGrand, Travis Cunningham, Natalie Tavares, Nora Santos, and Mark Ferrante. Now, as you all know, applause for them. Now, as all of you know, the mayor announced the Young Men's Initiative, which is the most bold and comprehensive effort to help Black and Latino young men achieve their professional, educational, and personal goals. Our agency alone received 25% of all the money associated with YMI. That's $31 million over the next 5 years to create new programs for probation clients. Since January, we've already launched a number of programs: Justice Communities, Justice Scholars, SEPS, Community Education Pathways to Success, ECHOS, Arches Mentoring, and AIM Mentoring. It's important to note that the process of launching these programs is not a simple one, especially when you consider we only had 2 contracts prior to that happening. Now we have 47 contracts. In order to get there, we had to release 3 concept papers, 2 requests for applications, and 2 requests for proposals. And we also had to contract with technical assistance providers, none of which could have been done without the work of a tremendous number of people over a very short period of time. So I'm going to ask these folks to stand up when I mention their names. We rehired 5 former POTs to help monitor these contracts. Jerry Eustache, Paul Hay, Shani Brown, Catherine Cooper, and Aaron Gupta. Yay, welcome back, guys. Thank you very much. All right, from juvenile operations, Joe Dillon, Audrey Wilson, and Shamira Howie worked on this. From adult operations, Paul Richards, Patrick Van Slytman, and Kathy Sedelnik. From financial operations, Cheryl Jenkins, Genevieve Elder, Joseph Rivera, and Rajwan Baines. From the Office of General Counsel, Shauna Weinberg and Margaret DiGiovanna. Our Director of Public-Private Partnerships, Julie Peterson. And from procurement, Janelle Cleary, Denoska Linares, Eileen Parfey-Smith, and Vincent Pernetti. Thank you guys all. Now I'd like to call Crystal Howard up to the podium, Executive Assistant to Deputy Commissioner Kathy Coughlin, to begin the awards portion of the assembly and explain the selection process.
Thank you. Good morning. Before I begin, I'd like to recognize fellow members of the Award Selection Committee. Chairperson Phyllis Delicio, Margaret DiGiovanna, Antoine Sherman, Joanne Palmer, Joan Gardner, and Dolores Hunter. As you may recall, all staff received an email that laid out the award categories and criteria. We encouraged everybody to submit at least a nomination. The committee met in late June and rated each nomination based on the award criteria. Now that I've explained all that stuff, let's get Commissioner Sherrod and Phyllis Delicio up here to give out the actual awards.
Before we get to the awards, let's have a round of applause for the selection committee and everyone who participated in the staff selection process. Now on to the awards. The We Could Not Have Done It Without You award recognizes behind-the-scenes employees who are truly the backbone of their branch, unit, or division. The winner of this award is, everybody drum roll please, Shauna Weinberg of the General Counsel's Office. While she's coming up, I'll say Shauna produces consistently high-quality work while carrying a heavy workload. She's always going the extra mile to complete an assignment and contribute to special projects and committees. Shauna, I want to thank you for your commitment to excellence and dedication to always going above and beyond the call of duty. Shauna was nominated by D.C. Bermudez, Margaret DiGiovanna, and Sherry Silverblatt. Margaret and Sherry are going to say a few words before we, and you're going to also present it.
Hi, I'm Margaret Fergus to some of you who know me, and Margaret DiGiovanna to the later ones. Okay, the other day I had the privilege of going to the Neon opening in Queens, and it was really exciting. There were 2 overwhelming messages. One was that the Resource Hub and the Neons are great for our clients, and the other one was that none of this can happen without each and every one of us. All of you. You're all team probation. Shauna is not only a significant member of the GC team, she's also a significant member of team probation. Her imprint, though you may not see it, is all over the agency. I just wrote down a few things. Contract contracts, MOUs, leases, legislation, consents, research projects, risk assessment instruments, the COR presentations, the second look, second chance presentation. And this year, she even had the privilege and honor of appearing before the Court of Appeals on a case that was significant for the department. The word no is not in Shauna's vocabulary, except she uses it occasionally to say no problem. She's a learned attorney. She always has the best interest of the agency at heart. I'm proud to say, Shauna, we could not have done it without you. Thank you. And finally, I just wanted to say one other thing. I would be remiss not to mention another member of the GC team, and definitely a member of Team Probation. And she plays a significant role in helping to arrange this day. Cheryl Reisman. Where is Cheryl? Cheryl? Maybe she's not here. She can get our food ready. Okay. And of course, Michael Aquaveni. He's always behind the scenes. He's great. So we can't do it without her, and we surely can't do it without any of you.
I also wanted to congratulate Shauna. We really appreciate all of your help on behalf of the General Counsel's Office and all of Probation. You help with adult operations, you help with juvenile operations, and you help with so many other things on a day-to-day basis for the agency, and we really appreciate all your help. You're really a team player. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I'm really so honored to be recognized at such an important time in the agency's work. It's a very special day for me. I wanted to particularly thank Margaret and Sherry for doing so much over the years. That really enabled me to do my job well. When Mackenzie, our fearless leader, and Alex Sullivan, some of the outward folks, Anna, Janine, thank you for inspiring me to be fascinated by your work, which is complex and interesting at the same time. And thank you to the committee very much for selecting me. I appreciate it all. Thank you.
That's excellent. 3 lawyers who didn't talk too much. How did that happen? All right, so our next award is the Dedication Award, which recognizes an employee who devotes significant time and effort to helping a client identify and resolve an extremely complex situation that leads to the client achieving better outcomes. And the winner of that award is Andrea Alexander, CLO of Bronx Juvenile. Andrea always works diligently and patiently to gain the trust of her clients, helping them identify difficulties and find simple and doable innovative solutions that result in life-changing outcomes. Andrea, thank you for your dedication to our youth. Andrea was nominated by Joanne Palmer, and Joanne, Director Olivia Mans Nelson, are going to share a few words on why they nominated Andrea for this special recognition.
It gives me great honor and pleasure to present this award to Andrea Alexander. I've been her supervisor on and off for over 10 years, and she has displayed her dedication and her professionalism in probation, not only in court, but also with her colleagues as well. Her main focus has always been the clients. So, on behalf of Probation, I present to you the dedication award.
Not that it's a contest, but I've known Andrea since she came to the agency almost 20 years ago. And I've seen her grow and mature into not just a competent, but a willing and anxious server of our children and our families. And for those of us who work in family court, we know how difficult that can be at times. Being a CLO is probably one of the most difficult positions in the agency because anytime any party is not pleased or in agreement with what we do as an agency, they take the hit. And for that, on any day, I'd be willing to applaud her. Thank you, Andrea.
Hello, I would like to thank Ms. Nelson Mann, my supervisor, Ms. Farmer, all my friends and co-workers at Brown Stanley Court, and even my friends and co-workers in the other borough. I thank you very much for this award. I'm surprised, and I appreciate every moment of it. Thank you.
All right, congratulations again to our 2 winners. And before we head off to enjoy this beautiful afternoon, I just want to take a few moments to get serious, and I swear there'll be only a few. So as I said before, I'm proud of the work we've all done over the past year. I know that we've been asking an enormous amount out of you folks. In addition to the formidable list of accomplishments I rattled off at the beginning, we've also launched a distance reporting pilot program, the LSIR, the YLSCMI, differentiated caseloads, and all the YMI programs I mentioned. This is all a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff for several years worth of work, but it's especially a lot for just 1 year. But it really is getting an amazing amount of buzz here in the city and throughout the state and even around the country. Slowly but surely, the New York City model of probation, which began as an idea, is becoming a reality, and it's becoming a reality because of all of you. We cannot just draw this up on a piece of paper. Real live human beings dealing with other real live troubled human beings is the only way this happens. Here's what the model means in terms of real life on the ground practice. We're focusing on our high risk clients. Why? Because acting as if everyone we serve poses an equal risk doesn't support public safety. We're connecting clients to the services they need to break the cycle of crime. Why? Because assessing needs without finding ways to meet them doesn't support public safety. We're creating programs that meet those needs. Why? Because assigning clients to services that aren't geared to meet their identified needs doesn't support public safety. The bottom line is that in order to increase public safety, we need to do what works, and in some cases, not always, because you guys have been doing a lot of good work, but in some cases, that means doing something different. And as I said, it all begins with you. We're lucky to have incredibly highly skilled and experienced staff, and I know we're up to the task before us. So proud to be part of this agency, and I want to thank you again for being here today. Now let's go enjoy the picnic in the park. Thank you very much for the applause. I'm going to bring out Michael Octaviani. He's going to give us directions, and one more time I want to thank Michael and Cheryl. This is not an easy thing to put on. Michael is completely responsible for the temperature in this room, so I want you to give him a big round of applause, and he's going to give you directions on how to get to the park, okay?
All right, thank you, Commissioner. Good job. I want to thank the captains again, because we couldn't have pulled this off without them. They worked their ass